Hello, everyone. Welcome or welcome back. You are listening to Unfiltered with D and G, as in Dan and George. I am George. This is my co-host Dan.
Welcome. This is episode. This is
the,
part three of
the Apocalypse edition.
There you go.
Never in our lifetime has the world been so worried about toilet paper.
Never. That's a topic all in itself, man. Isn't that crazy? Seriously.
I mean, if only we could have foreseen this, we could have made toilet paper world.
Exactly.
Toilet paper city instead of
CP City.
Instead of the Home Depot.
Sure.
Circuit City. Well, there's no Circuit City anymore.
Seriously.
Burlington Coat Factory. This is toilet paper world.
In the
nothing but toilet paper.
7 years, I guess you're alive. Do you ever remember anything in our lifetime other than a stupid toy for Christmas that was like sold off the shelves that people?
Yeah. Elmo.
I remember all that crap, something stupid that they didn't make enough of, but every parent wanted for their kids.
Tickle Me Elmo. Yeah. I remember that.
Dumbass shit, man. There's always like a Nintendo Wii or something that everybody wanted. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sold off shelves. But toilet paper or hand sanitizer, unbelievable. It's just so weird.
There's these two, actually, these two guys that bought up a bunch of sanitizers and like wipes and all that. And they were starting to sell it on Amazon, and Amazon cut them off, and they banned their account. And then suddenly they got on the news somehow, and now they're getting death threats and all that.
Was it for price gouging?
Yes, price gouging. They went to all the stores in their town. They bought all the hand sanitizers and hand wipes and all that, and they tried to sell it for a lot more than what they bought it for.
And
so now they're stuck. Now they're stuck with it.
Okay.
Supposedly, because I'm sure they can just make another account and sell it for the amount that they bought it for, and probably break even.
And I like that, and a shout out to Amazon for doing that. But what about that motherfucker who had the little the pen and he raised it like 1,000% when it should cost $7? The little injection pen. What do they call the EpiPen?
EpiPen.
Yeah. What's up with that? Nobody gave a shit about that guy. When it comes to medicine and pharmaceuticals, you know what I mean? Like, you can go over the border to Mexico and get a certain medication for a couple of pesos, and over here it's like $300. What's up with that? How come nobody gives a fuck about that?
Yeah.
Where's Amazon on that one? It just pisses me off, though.
Yeah.
But why is that, though? With the pharmaceuticals, they're allowed, like, nobody cares.
Well, I think because some of it is justified with the amount of money they had to invest in the building and the research and the development.
I think they're greedy cocksuckers.
Well, sure. I'm sure there's a huge price increase from what it costs, but
it's weird when a local guy, and I'm not saying price gouging is cool, but it's funny when someone sees an opportunity to make some money and they price gouge a little bit, and then suddenly the world comes down on them. But our society is built on that, like the pharmaceuticals and everything. Luckily, I don't smoke cigarettes, but a carton of cigarettes is like $120. The tobacco company raises it. Everything's crazy, but yeah, we'll come down on the little guy trying to make a couple extra bucks. And I'm not in favor of it. I think it's shitty. I think they're pieces of shit. But it's funny how suddenly they get stomped on. But the rest of the world, they price gouge all of us,
right? From
gasoline to I paid $130 on a water bill. There's two of us in this household. We're never home. $130. Is the water company not price gouging me? Yeah. What the fuck? But we become to accept these weird things. But yet, once someone comes up with something and they try to make a few extra bucks, because maybe, for all we know, they don't work. That's their income. And they're trying. I'm not saying it's cool.
I think it's because
the world pounces on them.
I think it's because of the situation. I
agree.
I think it'd be different if this crisis wasn't happening and they just bought up everything and then they tried to,
couldn't gouge it. Nobody's going to pay for it.
No one's going to pay for it, obviously. And it just wouldn't work. But I think because of it's a crisis.
I know. And I'm saying they're pieces of shit for doing it.
That's why they're being vilified.
Our country is built on supply and demand. Right. That's our economics, supply and demand. So they have a supply. There's a huge demand. They have every right to do it. I think they're pieces of shit for doing it. But I feel the pharmaceuticals and all of these other companies are doing it. They do it so frequently that we don't even see it anymore. Yeah. And they gouge us. Yeah, so what's the difference? So when Big Pharma does it, but when someone does it, a little guy, you don't have to buy from them. Right. And if they're price gouging, it's this cup here is only worth what you're willing to pay for it. If those guys or whoever says, I'm going to sell it for $20 a roll, if idiots want to pay for it, they have every right to sell it for that. But you're fucking idiots for buying it. Right. They should lower it. Right. But that's all I'm trying to say. So I'm not defending them per se. But I respect the hustle.
Yeah.
But I do feel like our country is built on supply and demand. If the demand is there and the supply is low, the cost goes up.
Sure.
If the market is saturated, right, and the demand is low, the prices go down. But companies now, they rape us. They fucking rape us, and we allow it because we still buy the product. A fucking iPhone is $1,000.
Well,
what the fuck?
Well, like you said, people they're
gonna pay for it.
Then that's their business.
Yes,
if they wanted to pay for it.
But we don't revolt. We don't stop buying iPhones.
Well, because
they learned. They roll it over. They roll the payment over.
It's not because it's not because it's an essential thing. You know what I mean?
And I get
it's
that.
almost like you're holding people hostage at this point. Now that
Toilet paper?
Well, not no, for sanitizer. The toilet paper. They didn't sell toilet paper. They sold sanitizer.
Right.
So I think because people need this to like combat this thing that's going to kill the world.
I understand.
You know what I'm saying?
I respect the hustle, but I don't respect what they're doing.
Absolutely.
That's all. But I just feel like luckily we're both healthy. We're not on a monthly prescriptions.
Right.
But people are getting fucked in this country.
It would be the same thing. Yeah.
Those prescriptions people are spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars a month.
People need that.
But I'm just saying, I'm so grateful we're healthy and we don't have that. But if we were paying $400, $500, $600 a month, and I know I've heard stories. I know a few people, I can't tell their story, but they're in the thousands. And then obviously they can't afford it, so they're on aid and this. But those companies are getting that kind of money for pills that should be a few bucks. Yeah. They're gouging the American people. Bothers me.
My ex-wife, for 2 months, she had to take this medication from an injection. I had to inject her every other day.
How much was that?
Well, it's supposed to be $1,300 a month, but we got it because we had health insurance. We got it for $200 a month.
What a deal!
But if we didn't have health insurance, it would have cost us $1,300.
But even $200 a month for something that shouldn't cost that much.
Right.
So the company's still getting $1,300 a month. Right. You had insurance, so someone's still paying that.
Someone's still paying $1,300.
That's insane.
Yeah.
And then what happened after 2 months?
Well,
did it help or you bailed out? No, what happened? Did it help? Did the medicine help?
Here's the thing. Well,
you brought it up.
I know. It's funny because if she ever hears this, because she faked it. She faked her illness.
And she was taking medications?
Yeah.
Or was it just mental?
It was
more of a mental thing. All right. Well, she didn't fake it. It was mentally.
No, she
actually said, "Give me this medicine. I'm going to take it."
Well, she said, "I feel mental. Like I have this condition," and she went to one doctor, and I feel like that doctor took advantage of her and said, "You know what? You do have this, so we're going to give you this. I'm going to prescribe you this. Just keep coming to me because he needs business. Without sick people, he's not going to make business.
Gouging people right there."
So he, of course, said, "You know what? Sure." She looked it up on the internet. She has these. She
self-diagnosed.
She self-diagnosed herself, and then, of course, this doctor who is a bit. Every doctor's office is a business. So without sick people, they don't make any money.
They'd be out of business.
Kind
of like the coronavirus.
So I feel like this doctor took advantage of her ignorance and said, and instead of getting a second opinion, she went ahead with this doctor, and he said, "Yeah, you have this, and it's an incurable disease." I don't want to say it because then it'll give it away. But basically, after 2 months, when she got tired of faking the symptoms, she said she's miraculously cured. But
it was more of a mental thing with her then, not physical, or but mentally, it's like she felt okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's sad.
And then I didn't start the action of divorce until after that.
All right.
After she's
clearly she's crazy.
After she's free and clear and completely healthy, then I said, "You know what? That was too much for me. After you faking that, I can't go on with this anymore." So
and that's sad.
Long story short, it was a bunch of little things. It wasn't just that one thing.
Sure, of course.
It just wasn't meant to be.
But when it comes to the gouging, I mean, $1,300 if you don't have insurance. So let's say someone doesn't have insurance. Yeah. That's what they would have to pay.
That's what they would have to pay.
Isn't that crazy? Like, it's still gouging.
Crazy. Yeah.
It's like, how can they get away with that? It's no different than a little guy trying to sell some sanitizer and make a buck.
It's just liquid. And I'm sure they could just replicate that liquid by cents.
Like I said,
cents on the dollar.
I respect the hustle. I disagree with the gouging and taking advantage of people. I that's not my way of thinking. I wouldn't want to take advantage of, people, but I respect the hustle. I wouldn't feel comfortable selling bottled water in a crisis for $10 a bottle.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that,
right.
But I would still respect the hustle. Meaning like, we're all trying to make a buck,
right?
No one's paying my bills. I have to make a buck, I'm out of work. What happened? Who's paying my bills? So I respect the hustle. I don't respect that, have some integrity.
Right.
I think that's what it comes down to. Like, those people wouldn't even have got in trouble if they didn't, I don't know what they were selling it for, but,
it was like a lot.
But make a profit. But
like $1.50 worth of sanitizer into like $20.
Okay, why not sell it for $5?
Right.
To where everyone looks at it and goes, it's reasonable.
Right.
And I get that. And that's the hustle that I respect. But to take advantage of people is wrong. I really don't believe in that. And and again, but I respect the hustle. Yeah. Because this is what this country's made. We're capitalists, right? I mean, we all want to make a buck and get our bills paid.
Yeah, I understand it.
And it's going to get worse too. And I think in the next 2 to 3 weeks.
Well, yeah, certain supplies are going to be.
I don't see how it's not going to get worse when everyone's out of work. No one's getting this check from the government, and it's a one-time check. So what are you going to do with it? Yeah. You're going to pay your bills, and then what? Who's eating? I don't know. I mean,
the people on YouTube seem to be making quite a bit for their viral videos.
Well, I have to admit, some of them are very sexy when they're washing their hands. Have you seen these girls on Instagram? And they're very sexy by the way they pump the sanitizer and the soap, and then they just shake their booties.
Oh, well,
you haven't seen those?
I have not. not.
You're missing out.
Well,
It's well worth it.
I don't think I'm missing out, but I can imagine.
They're doing their best to sanitize.
But I've never seen so many viral videos at one time since this crisis. I think because people are staying at home, they have nothing to do.
They're bored out of their minds.
They're bored.
Yeah.
They make these videos of what's happening during their quarantine, and then to magnify things, people are watching it because they have nothing to do.
Oh, absolutely.
So it's like a cycle where people have nothing to do, so they're making these videos. People have nothing to do, so they're watching these videos.
And it's contagious. So people make videos and then they
Right.
No, absolutely. But I mean, we're in this maybe 4 or 5 days of quarantine, and people are going nuts already. They're bored and they're not taking it seriously.
I think
what it is.
It's also the universe's way. Of course, some people will say it's God's way of making people appreciate what they had. Now,
It's an interesting look of it.
now you're not gonna look at toilet paper the same way. I guarantee you that. You're not gonna take the shelves full for granted. You're not gonna take your freedom for granted by just you being able to go out.
Or your jobs
Or
for
your
granted.
your job. That's exactly your job. You don't want to take your job
Be
for
happy to
granted.
have a job.
I think
I'll be happy.
sometimes I think the world kind of needs this, but it's gonna be at a cost. I mean, I don't know.
Restaurants, right?
Exactly.
You know, to be able to go to a restaurant and sit down.
There's so many things
bar.
that we take for granted that are not either gone now or that we won't have anymore.
Do you know currently, if you drop dead, you're not allowed to have a funeral?
Oh yeah?
Yeah, and there's no gatherings.
Oh.
No weddings, no birthdays, no funerals. You'll be dead. You won't know the difference. But there's no funeral ceremonies.
Right.
Because they don't want people gathering.
Sure.
But it's illegal.
Oh, wow.
So you're just put on ice
Well, in Italy, they're cremating them.
right away. No services.
No services. They cremate them, and they probably put you in a jar, and they give that jar to a loved one. But
There's no gatherings. And this is where we're heading. You know, it's going to be shit like this for a long time. I don't see it changing in the next 3 to 5 weeks. I just don't see it.
yeah, I mean, not unless they have a definite answer saying this is what's going to happen in 5 weeks. This is why you should do it, and this is why it's
I
going
don't
to
see it
end.
changing. I mean, it's going to be sad.
I understand.
Yeah, I had a booby trap my front door. So when the zombies come. It's just a crazy time, man, you know? But, this is also, does it not make you think of having a plan B in life? Like, literally, it opens up my, like, okay,
Well,
so currently, we're both with a company, but we're not working, basically. And so when the time comes and you're working again, doesn't it make you want to have a plan B that when the world turns to shit, you have your plan B?
What would the plan B be?
Whatever your plan B is, different than my plan B. But what I'm saying is you can't rely
what
on
can
one
you plan?
income. Not just one income.
No one. I don't think anyone other
have to
than
have a plan B.
Other
What's that?
than the doomsday preppers that we all laughed at.
They're the special
They have the plan B, which
the
is
geniuses.
now their plan B is gonna work because whatever plan B we have or we would have had,
Yeah.
it wouldn't work for the type of scenario that's gonna come.
Well, that's true. But I've always liked the idea of being a prepper. I wouldn't say I'm a prepper. I buy in bulk for the amount of, for me. I've always been that.
Well, I would have liked to be a prepper if I had
I'm
money.
enhancing it, though.
If I had money, I probably would have had
I'm turning
an
into it.
underground bunker and stocked
Yeah.
up. I just didn't have the money.
No, but now I think when times get back to normal, I'm going to be more of a prepper. Personally. Bullets, toilet paper, water, stuff like that.
And in my neighborhood, I saw a couple houses converting everything to solar.
That's pretty common now. Solar
Well,
energy.
yeah, but now more so than ever is so much more practical with
that's
the
true.
future we're
true.
about to face. I don't think they're going to shut off the electricity anytime soon, but if things go to shit,
Yeah.
I don't think there's going to be anyone to man these electric companies.
Have you seen that movie, The Purge?
Yes.
You know, like in the very beginning when his doors and his windows, there's like shutters.
Oh, yeah,
That's
yeah.
what I want to do.
Oh, also
I like that.
what's the Will Smith one?
Oh, yeah. That was I Am Legend.
I Am Legend.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
Because he had the door shutter,
Yeah.
the windows.
But I want shutters like that. I want like steel
Yeah.
shutters over the doors. At any time I can just close them.
Yeah.
That's what I want to do.
Well, that's what doomsday preppers, and I'm sure
I
millionaires.
think that's a good one though. You know, having some kind of steel barricade over the windows, like just shutters where you can close them.
I bet you there's some millionaires right now that are installing some.
I wouldn't be surprised, but after seeing that movie, I always wanted that. But I think that's something I wouldn't mind doing, investing in something like that. If they even, does it exist? I don't know.
Of course
I'm gonna
it
look into
exists.
it.
I'm
like,
sure it
like
does.
like a metal. Yeah, I guess so. I guess I would.
I'm sure it does.
To where, but it's so small and it still comes down, and you don't
Just like
see
a
it.
garage door.
That's right, but I mean, like over a door like that, where would it? You know, it's got to like roll down. It's got to be like a
Yeah, like a bank vault.
yeah, that would be like a steel door. You're talking
Like
about
a
on
steel
that?
door.
Yeah,
And a wheel that just goes.
that'd be cool. My own tomb. But I mean,
But you have to have solar because if they shut the electricity on you, then you're
yeah,
screwed.
I'm fucked. But I like the idea. I love that show, Doomsday Preppers. But
me too.
I just think most of them are really stupid.
Well.
But I guess if they were filming me, I would look fucking retarded too. I'm like, well, you know, I got 8 days of food. You know what I mean? I got 17 bullets.
But I've got a year's worth of bullets.
bullets. Yeah. 7 bullets and 42 bottles of Jack. You know what I'm saying? No, but it just seems crazy. Like, I don't think anybody can truly be prepared enough for anything.
No, because you don't know the future and you don't know what scenario is going to happen.
And the amount of resources.
You would have to prepare for everything.
Every contingency.
For every scenario. And who's got the money and time for that when
you just don't.
You don't know if that's even going to happen. If these scenarios now, unless you're crazy and you don't care about...
That's bad, no expense.
Exactly. Spend no expense. If you don't care if it's not going to happen, then oh well. I don't know. I think you just accept your fate and worry about life that whole time you're prepping for a doomsday when it's most likely never going to come.
Well, that's true. You do it because it's a hobby and it would be fun. And like right now, I do think I feel like I'm prepped enough for what I need. I mean, I got plenty of DVDs and I'm going to watch a movie. That's how I'm saving humanity.
Streaming. Yes.
I'm saving humanity this way.
Well,
so
don't you have Netflix?
I do, but I have a couple of DVD players still, and because even Spectrum, everyone's home watching Netflix right now. The thing is, and the servers are like slow.
If the internet goes down,
I'm set.
Then you're set.
Yeah. Oh, and I think that, and that's why I feel good about that because I have plenty of DVDs, plenty of liquor. I can watch movies.
I'll
I have
come
a
in
couple
your
of
house.
generators. I do. I got 2 generators.
Yeah.
They're ready to rock and roll, and it just seems weird. Like that's how we're going to save humanity by just sitting on the couch and getting fat.
But you need gasoline for those generators.
No, they're electric. Yeah. I keep them charged.
What happens when the electricity goes out?
No, but I keep them charged, so they're good.
How are you going to charge them when the electricity goes out?
But it's no different than gasoline. How do you gasoline when the gasoline runs out? It's the same concept.
Right.
It's a natural resource.
That's why you store gasoline so that you can run the generators.
Well, I have a generator to power my other generator. Yeah, I know. But what I'm saying is everything is it's not forever. I mean, whatever your amount of supplies are, even a generator with gasoline, unless you have a ton inside it's going to run out.
That's why you have to have like a tanker in the back.
Exactly. Or multiple generators with multiple whatever. But that's what I'm saying.
That's why you need solar.
That would be helpful. But you just can't have enough of a supply depending on how bad society, when it crumbles. I mean, again, like people buying bottled water, you could just lift your faucet up and you have water.
Right.
Unless the water stops.
That's the thing is when people started buying water,
it didn't make sense.
I'm like, well, you can still use. I actually drink tap water every morning.
It's the same shit, unless you live in Flint, Michigan.
Put a little flavoring, and then I fill the cup with water, and I drink it for years. I've done.
Do you have a filter on it?
No.
Okay, but
that's why I put flavoring because there's a taste of like not chlorine, but some kind of like a detergent that they keep the water clean from.
Okay, like a chlorine or something.
Yeah, I'm sure they treat the water so that the bacteria doesn't.
You're healthy.
Yeah,
but we grew up drinking out of the garden hose, and that tasted like shit.
It tastes like rubber. It tasted like the hose.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. When you grew up like that, but kids today, they didn't grow up like that. They grew up with bottled water. So tap water to them tastes like shit.
Right.
But we can survive on it. But everyone's going crazy. There's no bottled water. I haven't found bottled water in like 9 days.
Well, I mean, it's nice to have that stored in case they shut the water off.
Right. Exactly. And that's when if the water gets shut off, we have bigger problems.
I just feel right. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel like at this point, water's not really an issue that I can. Water or electricity right now. Even if things go to shit, I think we'll still have those. It's maybe a year or years of anarchy. That's when electricity and water is going to run out.
Well, yeah, but if electricity and water ran out today, yeah, there'd be problems.
Yeah.
But we would survive.
Then anarchy would start tomorrow.
Right away, you think?
Right away.
Yeah, 12 hours later, they were killing each other.
Well, they'd be killing each other for water.
Panic. You need water to survive.
I need water to survive. Yeah.
No, I agree. But to see water off the shelves and it's crazy. And truly, even toilet paper. I mean, as long as there's water, you get the hose in the back and just you blast yourself. Yeah.
Well, you're not going out anyway. It's not like you have to smell good for anyone.
True, but I mean, you could still clean yourself and not go crazy. But it's insane the way society acts.
Oh yeah.
I mean, if we all just took a chill pill, you'd be fine. But I think I do want to prep. I think I don't know why I just said we don't have to, but I want to prep. I feel better prepping.
No. I think it's smart to prep a little bit because
some things, I guess,
not so much as a bunker, maybe, but
what are those military little packs? MREs?
MREs, meals ready to eat.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think I would get one of those packs just to save. But I mean, really, if the shit hit the fan, what is that going to give you? A month?
Yeah.
So you live one extra month.
Well, they're a little expensive now.
Now you have to wait until supply and demand, right? That's why they're expensive. Wait until everything's back to normal, and I'm sure they're $20 for a bucket.
You know, those are meant to get you constipated so that you don't shit as often.
Really, I did not know that.
Back out, if you're out in the field,
you don't want to shit a lot. And then when you go, it's nice and firm, and bam,
right.
And you don't even need toilet paper much because
not really. I mean, if you're out in war, you
don't
really don't.
So
care.
It's not spicy Mexican foods.
No, but yeah, it's meant to have.
It's not a lot of fiber.
Not shit a lot. Yeah.
More protein or what is it?
I don't know what it is. Everything is just dehydrated and hard.
And you mix it with water, and that's it,
You
right?
mix it with water, yeah.
And you can survive a long time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. But I would like
But
to
I
have
mean,
some of
it
those.
lasts pretty much almost forever because everything's dehydrated.
And it's sealed.
It's
like-
sealed, dehydrated and sealed. Yeah.
I'd probably buy a couple of those packs just for an emergency, but not at the price. Isn't that price gouging then? Because they raise the rates for that shit.
Well, it depends, I guess, when you buy it and where you buy it. But yeah,
still
if
price
you need
gouging.
to put it in your bug out, you got to have a bug out bag.
I'm not having a bug out. This is
You
customer's
might.
last stand. No, I'm not.
You might need to.
I don't believe in it.
You might need a bug
I've seen
out
The
bag.
Road Warrior. I know what happens when you're on the road.
I've seen World War Z. You know what he says?
What's that?
If you need to move to survive, you need to continuously move to survive.
I'd rather bunker down.
I don't know if
than
that's true or
fortify.
not.
I'd rather
I just-
fortify.
Well, I don't know if that's true or not. I just it's a movie, obviously, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Is that the thing? Is when
In World War Z?
in World War Z
Yeah.
when World War Z he went into that family's
I know. I remember.
apartment, right?
Yeah.
And he said, "You can come with us because
If you stay, you'll die."
movement is survival." And the dad's like, "Do you need anything else?"
Yeah. And then they all died.
And then he left.
Yeah.
And then a few minutes later, his son went upstairs to save him because someone broke in. The zombie
got
broke into their house.
He wasn't fortified enough.
Well, he wasn't fortified enough. That's true.
But I do believe.
But here's the thing: is say you fortify, you run out of food.
Well, that's like
what?
The Walking Dead. You got to go on missions to get food and come back. But you have to, in my belief, and I truly believe in this, you have to have a home base. You have to have a bunker. You have to bunker down somewhere.
That's true.
But if you're on the
because
road,
if you're out in the open, you're screwed anyway.
you're screwed anyway. And if you're on the open, I mean, I don't know. I don't feel comfortable. But it's a comfort thing. Some people could be a nomad and just
Well,
keep
you
going.
keep upgrading. You want to keep upgrading.
I would want to keep fortifying.
You fortify, but you want to upgrade
But you
too.
scavenge,
So
you
you
get
look,
back.
you look
You
around.
scavenge,
You're
you
like,
get
that's a
back.
better house.
Well, you can do that maybe, but still you got to bunker down somewhere. But I would feel better in my personal, the way either my personality, or the way I feel though, if every door or window was impenetrable, steel bunkers, whatever, I would feel comfortable and with a superior firepower, I'm just saying, that's how I feel. But being out in the open, I wouldn't feel comfortable. Like I always see those doomsday preppers, they got bug out vehicles. And I'm like, what are you going to do when the gas runs out?
Right.
Where are you going to go?
Right.
That's what I don't like.
So you're screwed either way because let's say you fortify and just for argument's sake, the zombies know you're inside.
All right.
So your house is surrounded.
Are they slow zombies or fast
They're
ones?
medium.
All right.
They're medium. They're
important to
medium
know.
speed, and your house is surrounded because they know
There's food
there's
inside.
a live person inside there. So now you've got let's say 4 layers
Yeah.
of people
That's a tough one.
completely surrounded.
Tough one.
So the person that left and is trying to look for another
Yeah.
shelter or trying to upgrade is moving, and they are now unprotected, but they can move around.
I
for
think
free.
you need a home base still, your castle, with a good escape plan, and then I would still come back to my castle at some point because let's just say the zombies or whatever would not be taking your goods; they're looking for you. But I would still feel personally, I would feel more comfortable defending my castle than being on the open road. Like you see a lot of those
Yeah,
post-apocalyptic movies, and everyone dies on the road. There's just too much danger. You don't have enough fuel. You still need food. You don't have enough weapons. I think you're better off with security. I love those movies where they're defending their castle. I like that.
Well, if you don't have a brick castle and a moat, what if you're kind of vulnerable to looters, or not looters, but
Well, yeah, the marauders.
Marauders.
Yeah. I do think. I think sometimes, depending on obviously there's safety in numbers. If there's 2 of us, that's you're going to defend more so.
Yeah.
If there's 1,
Yeah.
as opposed to if there's 5 of us defending, either marauders join us or we kill them.
But now,
take their shit.
But now, if there's more people inside, now now you're using up resources at a faster
True.
rate.
But I think there's safety in numbers.
There is safety in numbers. So
Some
is
could
it?
be out getting stuff, just like The Walking Dead. Some are out getting food and supplies while others defend at home.
Yeah.
But I think to be on the open road is crazy. But when you see those doomsday preppers, they always have a bug out vehicle. But I really, truly, I'm like, okay, where are you going? Okay, you have 300 miles. Where are you going? You're gonna run out of, and you're gonna be out on the open road, and they go with like 8 bullets in a gun.
I think
I'm like, oh,
I think it's more of like
Crazy.
a safety backup where
backup plan. That's the escape.
What if your air or your water gets contaminated or your food goes bad?
That's true.
And now, for some reason, your house gets compromised. Let's say someone sets it on fire. Now what? Now you're screwed because
don't have a
not
bug
only
out.
are you on the open, but now you don't have the
Yeah.
bug out vehicle.
I guess in that case, in that scenario, yeah, you need your bug out vehicle. But even, all right, let's say you're a doomsday prepper, have a garage and a vehicle still all the same. That would be good to have that vehicle.
Of course, if you have
gotta
the
have an
money-
escape plan.
If you have exactly.
Yeah.
If you have the resources,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
want-
I would
and,
have that.
and you're obviously
Well, then
the
I'd have
whole
a
point-
helicopter.
The whole point is prepping, so you gotta
Yeah.
you gotta have as many options as you can afford.
I guess that makes sense, or even a bunker down below or away. Everything makes sense because there's always a scenario, like you're saying, that would dictate what you do or what you would do. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, well, there's always something. There's always
Yes.
something that you can add. But that's the thing
That
is
you
you
aren't
have to
prepared
have
for.
resources for it, like
Yeah.
money, basically. You have to have the money for the vehicle. You have to fortify
Absolutely.
you have to have the money to fortify the vehicle.
Absolutely.
You have to have money to fortify your doors and windows. You have to have money to install solar panels. You have to have the money to
That's like if a
have
bomb
your
got dropped
supplies.
off. Is this atomic bomb proof? You know,
Right,
Nothing
right,
is. You
right.
need to be underground.
Right.
50 feet in a bunker down below to maybe survive.
Yeah.
And then what?
And you know the cost of digging a hole that deep?
Millions. But just have air. You need air tanks and
Oxygen?
filtration. Yeah. Otherwise, you're in your own tomb. Everything just collapsed on you. You need an escape from that as well. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no answer to anything. That's why we live one day at a time. But all these morons, no one's staying home.
Yeah, so basically
Right now.
you're just kind of prolonging.
Wouldn't it have been something that
Inevitable.
if this coronavirus actually made people zombies? Wouldn't that be wild though? Like wouldn't that just be wild? Like they just start squeaking.
It would be mind blowing.
Like it happened.
It would be mind.
Yeah.
I would.
Could you just imagine that? Like they got
can't.
like in that 28
can't.
days later,
I can't imagine.
where they got the rage and they just want to bite you and fucking rip you apart. And it's like at least you would know who's infected.
Or not even that.
Wouldn't that be wild?
Not even that. Not even if they like are going after you, but they just become zombies that don't attack.
Oh, yeah, just
they're just walking around aimlessly.
Yeah, or
like
their eyes just go
disease.
glazed.
Yeah.
Like
They
you
don't-
can
they don't-
visually see the disease.
They don't attack you, but
Yeah.
they're just like you don't want to be near them either because then you'll get infected
Yeah.
and you'll become a zombie
But to
yourself.
be able to visually see the infection.
Oh, yes.
That would be
that's
cool.
It.
Because right
But
now,
it keeps you alive.
Yeah.
It keeps you alive, and
you can spot who's infected.
Right.
Yeah. But
Right.
like right now, you can go down to the Walmart and you don't know who's infected.
right.
And they give it to you and you don't know. And that's what's even scarier. I think it would be even better if we could see who's infected. Like they turn blue. Could you imagine that? Why not a virus that makes you turn colors? Like your skin pigmentation, you start turning green or blue. Wouldn't that be something? It sounds like a science fiction movie.
Sure,
But why not?
because nature wants to survive.
Yeah, but you know our old buddy. A long time ago, he turned fucking yellow. He got hepatitis C. Remember that? You remember who I'm talking about?
Oh yeah.
He turned, yeah.
R. The first name R.
L.
L.
All right, we'll talk about that off.
okay.
Yeah. But yeah, he turned fucking yellow. He had jaundice
Oh
or something.
yeah. Short guy, right? yeah.
So you clearly knew he was diseased, you know, and you know he was infectious. He couldn't go to work for like 48 hours, and then he was yellow for like 2 weeks. He had hepatitis C or whatever it was, and you know, hey, we love you still, buddy, but you know, we can clearly tell you were sick. So right, but why a virus could turn you? You know,
Yeah, well,
there's diseases that change your color.
I mean, you
That
can
was horrific.
sometimes if you show symptoms, you can kind of say you can see their eyes are red and
Yeah,
they
bloodshot.
just look. Yeah, you think you can tell when someone looks sick.
If someone's hungover, you can tell.
Right.
So if someone had a virus and you can clearly see they're sick, that would be nice.
Well, I guess that's
I mean, help us all to know when someone's infected.
I guess that's That's what's scary about it is you don't know.
You don't know, but why not? You know, too bad. That's what I'm saying.
Well,
we have
sure.
a pandemic. You don't know who's sick and who's healthy. But that's too bad. You didn't look like a fucking Smurf if you had it. Like you would be blue, and like clearly,
And then it would force you to stain because you don't want anyone to see that way.
absolutely, you would be forced to. But they would clearly know who's sick. You know, and, just something to think about in an upside down world, and that's where we're gonna be. We're upside down.
I was listening to it wasn't a podcast. It was like a radio show. It was NPR.
Yeah.
And it was called Invisibles, and it's something about invisible. Anyway, their last episode was about this woman who, what caught my attention was it said she can kind of see into the future. I was like, really? Okay,
impressive.
I'll click on that. And what turns out, so the story is she marries this guy.
Yeah.
And she's like long story short, she's really sensitive to smells. She can smell anything. So she married this guy and everything was fine. One day he came home and he smelled like something, like he just smelled a different odor. Okay. And she would always tell him, hey, you smell, go take a shower. But the smell never went away. And so years this passed. And it's like later on he got diagnosed with Parkinson's.
She could smell it.
So they went to a group, some kind of support group.
Yeah.
And when she walked into this room, she smelled the exact same odor she smelled from her husband.
smell the disease.
Turns out she absolutely 100% can smell if someone has Parkinson's.
It's amazing.
And these scientists tested her.
Yeah.
They made a control group, and then they made a group of people who had Parkinson's. They made them wear these shirts. And they, for like a week or whatever,
Yeah.
or however long. And so he took these shirts in random order, and she picked out every shirt that the person was wearing had Parkinson's.
It's amazing.
And then, except for one, there was one mistake that she picked out the shirt that she had. She said, this guy's got Parkinson's. Turns out he didn't. Later on, that guy came back and he said, I now have Parkinson's.
Oh my god.
So she smelt the scent of some guy that's gonna get Parkinson's.
Before the medicine.
Yeah, is amazing. But I believe it. I
amazing.
believe it because
I believe it.
dogs,
I've heard of stuff like that. Yeah, dogs
can
smell stuff. Yeah,
yeah.
they have a certain heightened scent.
Yeah,
They just know.
And I feel like some humans have this, but they don't know.
But it's like a cadaver dog. They can smell that shit fucking
of course.
miles away, and they can find the dead body.
What amazes me is the epileptic seizure dogs.
They can smell when you're gonna have a seizure before you have a seizure.
That's amazing.
I don't get it either.
That boggles my mind. When
I don't get it.
It's like they can see the future.
Yeah.
I guess maybe their body releases some kind of toxin right before you have it. So it starts barking. It's like, hey, you're about to have a seizure.
But dogs, I mean, it's just an incredible sense of smell.
I was listening to one where this couple trains dogs. They sell these dogs.
Yeah.
They train them to smell bed bugs.
Yes, well, in my business, we have dogs that come and they smell bed bugs.
Yeah, really.
That's actually
awesome.
a routine inspection.
That's amazing to me.
Yeah, I don't understand it either.
But like
how they can do that.
Yeah,
I don't understand it.
But it's
because bed bugs, like, what scent do they have?
Right.
And how do you train that?
Well, so this couple has.
I don't get it.
This couple has like 150 bed bugs in their house.
Yeah,
but it's in this it's in this petri dish with like a coffee filter over it.
Yeah,
so you could still smell them through that coffee filter, but they hide it in different spots.
Yeah,
and they train the dog every day to find that
I've
petri
experienced
dish.
that though. I've seen it.
Amazing.
It's mind-boggling. But they do the same thing with drugs, and like, I don't know how they smell that.
Oh,
how does a dog know?
Right? When people are hiding drugs inside gasoline tanks,
and the dog can smell it,
covered with coffee beans.
Grains,
yeah, it's like, and then wrapped in plastic.
I know,
and then sealed in a tight bag, and then wrapped in more plastic.
I don't get it. That's how it's like 1,000 times their sense of smell, but it's amazing. But a bed bug, I don't even know what's the smell of a bed bug.
Well, what's the smell of Parkinson's? That's why the first scientist they tried to talk to didn't even believe her because it's a neurological disease.
Right, not a smell.
What smell could it possibly have? But
it's hard. It's like witchcraft, right? It's like I don't get it. I don't get it either. I'm not so smart enough to ever even understand what that's about. But dogs have to be one of the most incredible sense of smells.
It's amazing what they can do.
And this is the truth, and you can research it one day. But a bear apparently is like 10 times the odor more than a dog.
Oh, their sense of smell.
Their sense of smell. So they can smell something 5 miles away. So like blood,
right?
Let's just say
or a picnic.
Grill. Well, I guess we could all probably smell a nice burger grilling, but a bear can literally smell. I forgot exactly how much more than a dog. But we were just talking about a dog and how amazing their sense of smell is. But a bear outweighs that like 10 times.
Wow.
Yeah, they can literally smell like 5, 6, 7 miles away. That's amazing. So if there's like a fish that washed up on shore, they could smell.
That's why.
That.
So I mean, I guess maybe because that's what they need to survive.
That's their survival. Exactly.
As opposed to dogs now.
They're slow.
It's like we've devolved these dogs to not smell like that anymore.
It's amazing. And I can't imagine other species out there that are probably 10 or 15 times greater than a bear.
Oh, well, like what was it?
There's
like just the vision of cats when they could see at night.
Or a hawk.
That's crazy.
A hawk.
That would be awesome if you could see at night, just like cats.
Do they see at night? They get night vision?
Yeah, well,
like a lion or something.
All the light. I think their eyes are made where light.
Well, nature is fucking weird.
It's amazing.
Because they adapt to their environment to how to hunt and survive. But seriously, like when you think of a sense of smell 5, 6, 7 miles away and you just smell, it's weird.
Oh, yeah, and you just go in that direction. That's where food is.
Yes.
Right?
And I guess they smell blood and whatever, But if a dog could smell a bed bug, think about what a bear can.
Through water.
Blood as well. Yeah, exactly. I don't get it.
How do you smell anything through water?
That is weird, right? So miles away they can smell the blood. I don't get that either. So, I mean, I can barely smell what's in the kitchen. You know what I mean? Like, could you smell your neighbors, what are they cooking?
I'm actually kind of sensitive to smells myself.
I'm sensitive too. That's my greatest.
When I go to work, I know when someone has just walked in. When certain people have just walked in through this hallway,
strong perfume.
I could smell. Yeah,
that's my greatest sense actually is smell.
Yeah.
More so than touch, taste. I can't hear or see. So, but smell is my strongest.
I think that's why you can smell better.
Yeah, my other senses are weak. That's exactly why. I can't feel anything. I don't even know what I'm touching. No, without a doubt, my eyes and they say a certain sense will be the dominant because the others are weak.
Right. It compensates for it.
It compensates, and mine is smell, and that's why like I hate the smell of fish. I know right away. It's too strong. I just don't like the smell. But and it's amazing because I always feel like I'm stuffy, but I can still smell. What's your greatest sense? Does it smell as well?
Yeah, I think it's smell.
Over eyes, ears, touch.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's weird because I really don't pay attention.
Well, but I can clearly like if I go outside and smell a fire.
Yeah.
I smell it's so good, and it's a grill, a barbecue, steaks.
I think that's how it is with everyone. I want to say I think everyone's sense of smell is more dominant than anything else.
I don't know. I mean, there are people with perfect vision. There's people that they can taste. Like in all honesty,
but
you could have 5 jellies,
right?
And I could sample each one. I couldn't tell you almost the difference between each one, depending if they're to the extreme. Like I only know what I know. Like a grape jelly, maybe a strawberry. strawberry. And then I don't know what the other flavors are. I couldn't, I'm like,
Well,
what is
that's
that?
because you don't have knowledge of it.
Maybe, but I could try it, and then I don't know if I can spot it again. Like, I don't know. Like, my sense of taste.
Well, your sense of taste is
more of texture.
It correlates with your sense of smell. If you can't smell, you can't taste anything.
Right. They go hand in hand.
Right.
Yeah, the correlation. Or like,
I don't know.
but is it
the
like
word.
hearing and seeing too, though? Like, I can't hear and I can't see, so I feel like,
Yeah.
And that's why I do think my smell is very strong.
Yeah, I want to say because we don't actively we just don't. Oh, I wonder what that image is. You know what I mean?
I do. I
No,
do.
it's like you're more apt to smell something first before you notice anything.
I don't know. I'm not sure I'm the way I am. But I do. My sense of smell is definitely stronger than taste, touch, eyesight, hearing. It's definitely my dominant. So when I smell something pleasurable, I'm already happy. But I smell it pretty quick as opposed to hearing or seeing. And really, I can touch. I don't know. My sense of touch is okay. It's not strong. You know, like I can't really. I don't know. It's a weird feeling when you get older, I guess. You know.
Yeah.
Like you ever go to one of those children museums, you put your hand in a box and you got to figure out what it is.
Yeah,
You never done that, like in a box.
No,
And
'cause
I have no idea what I'm
a lot of
touching.
germs in there.
These days, that shit's done.
That's right.
I don't think
there's
it's,
no
more.
display like that anymore.
Children's museums are done. Little buggers, yeah. It's not going to happen anymore. See, just like that. How many things are going to be done because it's no longer safe for the children or adults? You know, too many germs now. And we've actually sanitized our kids for so long. Now it's
Now they're
you
not.
can't have anything.
Now they're not immune to.
No, we're bubble wrapping everybody. Everyone's bathed in sanitizer. We have no, and then that's the other thing. Because of that, we're also the germs are killing us now because we're so sanitized.
Yeah, we're so immune deficient.
Yes, absolutely. God forbid someone plays in the dirt these days. It doesn't happen. So we've been sanitizing humanity for so long. Now the virus is going to kill us because we have no immune system anymore. We're all a bunch of pussies. Think about it.
I wonder how our friend in Albuquerque is doing.
With the germs?
He's a germaphobe.
Shit,
He's
I'd be worried.
He's a really bad germaphobe.
I'd be worried then.
I mean, I wonder how he's doing.
I'd be worried. But again, I'm not worried. I'm not a germaphobe. But I
Yeah,
see
no,
the way the
neither.
life is going. Life is going to, because we've been bubble wrapping our kids and sanitizing them on everything. And God forbid you don't have wipies for everything. And now the virus is going to win.
Right.
And now it's going to get worse because like we just said, a children's museum, you're not going to be able to touch something.
I wonder if McDonald's playrooms are going to close down.
They've been closing down anyway
No, but I mean,
because of the liability.
oh, well,
Yeah, you don't get hurt. They got rid of them, most of them.
no, they're still around.
But they're going lower and lower. The new ones that they open up, they don't even have them anymore.
Okay.
It's fucking bullshit.
Our business services the lights on in those playrooms.
Yeah, they're less and less because of. And did you hear about the one on Dyer? Some guy just stabbed a 5-year-old.
Yeah, I remember that.
Fucking prick. I don't understand why you would do that. Stab a 15-year-old, I guess. They deserve it. But a 5-year-old? Like, that's pretty innocent, dude.
Yeah, I wonder whatever happened to that case.
I know, right? You never hear about it again. I mean,
It's maybe because it wasn't true.
but it was on social media.
You know what you posted the other day?
What did I post?
Oh
I
my
love
god!
it already.
When Kim Jong-un was supposedly killing people that had the coronavirus.
I loved it.
That shit. It's
That's
not
a
real.
great title. That's a
No,
great
but
title.
it's not real. It's fake
I
news.
have to make sure it's out there.
Yeah,
People
but you
need
don't
to know.
spread it. You don't spread it when it's fake
sharing
news.
it. I'm not spreading it.
I hate it when you
I know.
share
I know.
that shit and it's
But-
not real.
I do it for pure entertainment, but I'm not spreading it. I'm sharing it. It's the way we word things.
Okay,
But
so
I thought that was a great
I guess
topic.
we're not sharing the coronavirus.
No, we're spreading that.
I guess we're not spreading that. We're sharing it.
sharing that. But what I do absolutely love that because
I'm
you know,
surprised. I'm surprised
I
you
wonder-
didn't share this one that it said Vladimir Putin was releasing lions.
Oh, I did. Did you see that one?
No, but
I
did you
love
share
that.
it?
No, that was
Okay.
the topic I wanted to bring up. I thought
Okay.
that was hilarious.
Well, I thought it was hilarious too, and I sent it, but I gave a disclaimer saying I don't think this is true, but I think it's
Oh,
funny.
That's the best. Well,
But
again,
you had to fact. I had to fact check that one. It's absolutely
I love that
false.
one. I love that one because I thought it was so good. I know I kept it because I thought that was a great title. I thought that was hilarious, man. That would be perfect. But it's those kind of titles that we started this podcast because we were talking about social media topics or just something that's out there. We know it's false. It's entertaining. It's fun. But to just discuss our views on that, you know. But yeah, Putin released the tigers or the lions to keep people indoors. I love that. That's what we need to do. I absolutely love that.
Yeah, well,
I thought it was great, man. That was funny as it can be.
the thing is, the lions will probably be dead before people would be.
Why so? People would kill them?
Yeah, people would run them over or shoot them, and yeah, there's no
Putin
way.
said, you kill one of my lions, I kill you. Just stay indoors.
There'd be a pretty big uprising, I think.
Yeah, but I think that was just fantastic.
Oh,
That was a
I
good
think
one.
it was funny. I think it was hilarious.
I did. I kept that somewhere on there for a topic because I thought it was just too funny. But yeah, Kim Jong-un killing people who have the virus.
Oh
I
my
thought that was hilarious.
Yeah, but you shared it like it was real.
I have to share these entertaining topics because if I don't do it, who will?
Yeah, I guess.
Isn't that crazy? But people have to see these topics and just enjoy a little entertainment. And isn't that what it's all about? A little entertainment in life? Because again, now everyone's stuck at home. What are they doing for entertainment?
Yeah, but
How much Netflix
posted
can you
it.
do?
You posted it as if it were news.
It's newsworthy. It's entertainment. But see, how do you perceive it when somebody forwards or shares or spreads? You interpret it as if it's real or fake news. But how do you know if someone's sharing it for that they believe it's true or it's just entertainment?
Well,
Like, it's your perception.
It depends on what they're sharing.
It's your perception.
And then it depends on if they say anything after it, like ha ha ha, or this is funny. Or,
I don't really do that. I just share it.
like when I shared it to a group chat, the Lion release.
Yeah, do you get ha's?
Well, yes, I did get a couple, but I did say right after it, I sent it along with a text saying, I don't think this is real, but I think it's hilarious.
Oh, okay.
You know
I
what I
normally don't put any of my 2 cents in. I just share it.
But if you just share it, then people think that you think it's real. Then people think you're an idiot, like I do. Think you're.
I
an idiot.
like that. That's good feedback. So I got to put an LOL.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, without the LOL,
you have to
then you think it's real?
Well, then I think you think it's real, and I think then I think you're an idiot.
It's judging, but the LOL is it's funny.
Yeah, if you put something,
You got to put something to say that you know it's fake.
Right.
All right.
Right.
Well, that's good
right,
feedback because I didn't know that. I usually just hit the share button.
Then
I find it funny.
Then I feel like everyone else is thinking you're an idiot too.
Oh, I like that. All right. Good feedback.
Then
people.
I feel bad for you.
Yeah, well, it happens. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
I enjoy that. That's good feedback, man. So for now on, for my forwards and my shares, I'm going to LOL it because that's what's important.
Well, with that said,
All right, we're there.
done.
All right.
Over.
Till the next time.
Till next time. All right, everyone. That is our time for this episode. Hopefully, you learned something new. Maybe we even connected with some of you at some level, or you were just plain entertained. Thank you very much for joining us. Remember, always be grateful. Think of the things you have in life, and don't obsess about what you don't have. Keep looking forward, and always strive to be better than you were yesterday. Thanks. See you next time.
Sweet. Until next time, be kind. Take care.